Hello and welcome to My Mom's Basement, presented by Barstool Sports, and a very special free swim tank top edition of My Mom's Basement. It's the summer. We're showing the guns. We're getting into it. It's the summer spirit. It's June 26th as we're putting this out. We're recording it on June 25th, the day before the Dozen Championship in Boston, which has the potential to be another basement bowl, Clem. How we doing?
Oh God, I didn't think about a basement bowl potential. Feeling good. My daughter just asked me before what was the best chance of happening if I had a chance to win. Who's like the favorites or the odds? And I said that's not the favorite. I think that's fair to say, the experts. And I actually have you guys as second favorite in my head.
Oh, okay.
But I'd say ZD and the Ponies. The Ponies just have the energy. They're the team nobody wants to face. And ZD's the defending champ, which I think gives us like a little, and we have very used to live shows. So I feel like that gives us some sort of a leg up. But, I see the odds out there. I see where the long shot. So I'll take it what it is. I like it.
People forget technically the very first Dozen Championship was a basement bowl. It wound up being a basement bowl because you guys got wronged. So Dave basically like demanded to cash in the money in the bank after the championship and play us for it. That was kind of a funny like wrinkle. If people want to go back and watch that, it was a very funny game. I remember there being like a lot of back and forth at the beginning. I was calling Dave Putin for forcing his way into the match. It was like a ridiculous scenario, but it's good stuff in the Dozen history. Doesn't go forgotten by me. The basement bowl is always legendary in these parts.
That was, I mean, it's happened. It definitely happened. I know it happened with the Duncan stuff, the Duncan Awards once. But that was when Jeff is down in the paint one-on-one with Dave, and Dave's backing him down. And and the funny thing was, I think it was a UConn question that they incorrectly said we were wrong about, which like kind of changed the game. And then it's like, you have to basically give us a do-over. The whole tournament had happened by that point. So we got Daniel LaRusso automatically to the championship, I called it, where you guys had already won. They had to face us to, hammer home your championship, which of course you guys did. So yeah, there was a lot of good memories in the Dozen, a lot of good stuff. Dozen week was fun again in Chicago. We'll see. It's always exciting to see what, my captain, your captain, the captains and Jeff always have very interesting relationships.
Yeah, so if you're listening to this on release day, June 26th, tune in tonight. It's the championship live in Boston. And me and Clem are doing the like after party. If you're in Boston, come on through. It's going to be a fun time. Very excited for that. That's kind of just basement keeping right up front. Also, speaking of basement keeping, if you're a wrestling fan, I have a must listen to interview for everyone that I did yesterday. It's going to be out by the time this podcast comes out. Matt and Jeff Hardy, the Hardy Boys in the basement in person. They announced their match for Slammiversary this summer at UBS Arena. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait for that as well, but go check out the interview. That was bucket list material, especially since I drafted them number 1 in the tag team draft that we did.
That was, I didn't even know you usually be like, oh, by the way, I got this. I got Kevin Smith, right? He had all these things. That one just came to me when it did everyone else on Twitter. And I'm like, look at my guy, Bob. So shout out the Hardys. When it's all said and done, I think the Dudleys might have like the move that everyone remembers. I think the ball knowers, the wrestling, the graps knowers, they might say Edge and Christian were the team, but I think the Hardys are the number 1 tag team of that era, I'd say.
Yeah, they were the coolest. Come on, even the Swanton Bomb. Like, you're right, you have the 3D, the tag finisher everyone knows. Everyone knows the Swanton Bomb. Just a fucking...
And you got to give fucking bonus points for Lita and the thong. That was...
Oh, yeah.
Lita had sexy in a much more subtle way than some of the other women had sexy during the Diva era there in the beginning.
And then it got not so subtle. They did the live sex celebration on TV and whatnot.
Yeah, I missed that one. That was after I had left.
Calling Lita's sex appeal subtle is very funny considering what came afterwards. Yeah. Also, I wanted to recommend people check out last week's episode with T-Bob. If you missed out on that, it's an evergreen episode. We talked a little bit of news at the end, but it's pretty much just about being a nerd and the passions of a nerd, and maybe passions that we don't always cover on this podcast. Different video games than we talked about, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Dungeons and Dragons, stuff like that. I thought it was a great episode. It did well on YouTube. I know people liked it based on my DMs and mentions after the episode dropped, so go check that out if you missed it.
It was pretty cool too, because we don't do this with everyone, because we don't really need. I don't know if you need to, but we kind of like get into kind of Tommy with his Superman stuff. I'm sure whenever we have Clemmer on, we'll go into. But like the nerd origin story, like T-Bob could tell you the minute he became a rings guy, and the games that changed his life as a gamer, and this and that, and he is one of us. One of us.
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure, man. He could lead the fucking charge at this point, man. He
and I wound
really
up doing
stuff.
Mook Can't Sleep with him like 2 nights after we recorded that podcast. He wasn't even like prepping to do Mook Can't Sleep. He said he was in the bathroom. Ken Jack went to the bathroom during the stream and was like, oh, you should pop in. T-Bob wound up doing like 5 hours with us. He wound up going even later than I stayed on Mook Can't Sleep. Just a delight. I loved chopping it up with him, hearing his old stories about his old man in the NFL, the Cajun Cannon. Definitely a great addition to the pirate ship. So check out the T-Bob episode. I also, as I'm doing this episode, I feel like the tank top episode right after I got the new tattoo, it feels like I'm trying to show off the new tattoo. I swear I'm not. It was suggested by Clem, but I got Indy on the sleeve. It's gross and scabby now. It's like in that weird, weird tattoo process. But shout out Trig, who does a lot of artwork for Barstool. I had him take a design, kind of make it his own. Shout out my tattoo artist, Jay Hernandez in Carlstadt, New Jersey. I was happy to get another kind of basement-related tattoo, another pop culture icon, Indiana Jones. And I didn't want to just get like Harrison Ford's face, especially because it's like hard to nail that.
Yeah,
so I said, fuck it. We got Indy with the skull.
Wrapped with a snake. That's awesome. Trig is the fucking god. He knows that. We love him on the pod. He is so fucking good at what he does. And I said, let's do tank top, because it's been, by the time people hear this, the heat will have finally left, but we have been sweltering here in the Northeast. I think all like America, basically, the last few days. We bitched and moaned about how cold it was and how rainy, and then the gods were like, all right, well, now you're going to sweat your balls off. So I said, let's just throw the tank tops on. I've been wearing this Stone Cold tank top the few days it has been nice out, because it was $5 on Old Navy. Look at the back, Bob. I don't know if
you got the smoking skull on the back. Oh, you've got Stone Cold himself on the back,
stuff like that. So
yeah, if you're not watching on YouTube, you got to tune in on YouTube to see the shirt.
Yeah, you just go on Old Navy. It was like $5. I don't want to be promoting a rival store, but this is like my white trash embrace being an old dad move, where I just wear this around the house. We don't wear it out. We wear it on the internet, on YouTube, where thousands of people can see it, but we do not. We don't really bring this one to town. We'll just say that.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not a tank top in public guy usually. Like at the beach, fine, but yeah, I'm not trying to show off the friggin' guns everywhere I go.
Yeah, you get people, the cops call name for those kind of guns being shown out there. I'm happy Bob got to show off the new tattoo. That was a nice little happy accident here. We got it all said and
done. This weekend, by the way, speaking of the heat, Jack Mack and Big Ev are headed out to Las Vegas for UFC. I will be in Lake Placid shooting some stuff for mascots. And obviously, I've got the Dozen Championship coming up tomorrow. But look out for Spin and Backfist content, potentially some interviews from them. I'm happy to like have them there, have me here. It feels like we have like the Spin and Backfist team. The coverage is across the full team, which I love. So look out for that. It's a big fight weekend, Clem. It's International Fight Week, they call it in the UFC.
I know you and Jose always talk International Fight Week, and I didn't know if that was like a serious thing or just like an industry term or whatever.
It's kind of their WrestleMania. Like for a long time, it was their WrestleMania. Now it kind of feels to me like MSG is their WrestleMania, which is every November. But International Fight Week, you could say, is their SummerSlam. It's like a huge, huge card. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to being with the Mascots crew in Lake Placid on Saturday, because I'll definitely try to convince everyone to watch the fights. And there's nothing better than having a big crew to watch the fights around. Also, the only other basement keeping thing I had on here, I'm about 9 days away from seeing Oasis in Wales. So just if I go off the reservation for, a couple of days and people are like, where the hell is Bob? He's partying with the Gallaghers in Wales. That's where I am.
On 4th of July, no less. We finally got our independence from the Brits. Bob went all the way out there to see 2 Brits singing to a microphone for a couple of hours. They probably don't even use hours. They probably have a metric system for that too at this point.
Honestly, it's crazy. It feels like I'm going to WrestleMania. They're saying that there's going to be like 100,000 people that don't even have tickets that are traveling to Cardiff because they just want to be in the city at the same time. There's an Oasis fan store. So there's not like, you could try to get merch at the concert itself. No one wants to miss anything. So they have a store like the WrestleMania Superstore, and you have to reserve a time to get in. So I like reserved the time for me and Nate to friggin' get into the fan store the morning of the show. It's a whole friggin' thing, but I'm very, very excited.
Is Oasis overrated at this
Uh,
point? Don't you say, Bob? Before we came on, I saw I had a Instagram notification. I saw you had put my it should be the Emperor Saga instead of the
oh
Skywalker
yeah,
Saga. So
yeah,
I was like, maybe I got to start, digging Rob in the ribs a little bit here, give him some jabs. So that was my first jab at you right there. But I didn't realize Oasis had that kind of. I guess you have to be like super talented and break up and be super temperamental, and
yeah.
then break up for years and years and
It's
years.
stars aligning. Yeah, it's a couple different things all falling into place for it to happen like this. That Instagram reel is funny. I was told try out some trial reels. So it's a new thing Instagram does where you could upload a reel and it doesn't go to your followers. It goes to like everyone else and you could see how reels do. So I said, fuck it. I'll start uploading old videos and just see what happens. So I threw up the Topher Grace Star Wars one, which is always a hit. Immediately, like millions of views. So I was like, all right, let me continue to try to do this. So I uploaded a take where Clem said this is the Emperor Saga, not the Skywalker Saga, and Luke Skywalker is a bum. So I uploaded it and I said, Last Jedi hater makes fanboy crash out over Luke Skywalker. Like I'm trying to really clickbait the people into listening to the podcast. That's what we need the Basement Boys and Girls for, though. Just tell your friends about the podcast so we could do word of mouth growing instead of my stupid clickbait headlines.
I kind of loved it too because it was the buzzwords, it was the modern day stuff, the slang, all of it just in one little type form. We just needed, I mean, the YouTube thumbnail you wouldn't use on Instagram, but the internet is a fucking fascinating place, man. It's changing every single day.
And let's tell the people about one of the best parts of the internet. That is Game Time. It's the absolute best spot to buy tickets to anything, sports, concerts, movies, shows, comedy, whatever you want to see, they have tickets too. I'm having kind of a baseball summer. I went to Fenway with Jared. It kind of gave me the itch. I want to go to a couple more baseball games this summer. Lucky for me, I always use Game Time for tickets. It's the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. They make getting tickets faster and easier. If I'm looking at Game Time right now, Friday night, A's at Yankees, $45. If I'm looking at tonight as we record this, Braves at Mets, Citi Field, $8 will get you into the ballpark. That's unbelievable. $8, $40 gets you into Yankee Stadium on a Friday night. That's an amazing date night if you're in the city. It's an amazing night out. Go see it. Go to any baseball game this summer on Game Time. Take the guesswork out of buying those tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code MMB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code MMB for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game Time. We love Game Time. Great stuff via Game Time. All right, we've got some news to talk about today. First thing that I wanted to point out as we record this, The Bear Season 4 premieres tonight. We're huge fans of The Bear on this podcast. I'm very excited for Season 4. I kind of agree with what we talked to T-Bob about, I think, where we want sequential episodes. Like I would have preferred them to put out one episode a week or maybe a 3-episode drop at the front and then you go week by week because it's going to be that weird, like I'm going away till Sunday, starting tomorrow, I'm going to be behind immediately. And then people are going to say, how far are you? It's weird. But obviously we're excited about it. And I thought this could be a decent opportunity for you to tell the people about your trip to the beef spot that inspired The Bear.
Yeah. Mr. Beef in Chicago, North Utica. I forgot the name of the street. You can look it up, Mr. Beef. And the person who owns Mr. Beef, or the guy who started it, his son was best friends with the creator of the beef, of Mr. the Bear. And he was like, hey, I want to make a show that is obviously loosely based on it. The guy doesn't become a 5-star chef, that, Michelin chef that wants to make, crazy new restaurant. And I'll tell you, I've only had a few beefs in Chicago, and this might have been my favorite beef I've had. It was delicious. Wow. It was tasty. The guy who was working the register, I don't know if it's supposed to be Richie. Doesn't look like Richie. He was like a shorter guy, bald, a lot of tats. But, man, he is just good vibes, just a people person, if you may. And a couple just like quiet guys just doing the beef, just cooking everything. And then there's like the next room, which is just one long picnic table. Everyone sits together, cleaner than it is in the Bear, but still just like pretty nondescript. And I don't know, man, it was good food, not going to break the bank. And everyone, you just left feeling pretty good about yourself. And I loved it. It got me really excited for the show. I I think I said I think we're all in agreement. 3 was the weakest season when it's all said and done. I think 2 was the best season. But if after watching 3, I rewatched 1 and 2, and I think it does tie the whole story together. And then I hope by the end it'll also set up 4, and then 4 will give us like whatever ending we're going to get, and it all makes sense all together. I do agree with you, Bob. Even if they did an Andor release, which I think some streamers may start doing, where it's like this week you get 2, next week you get 3, where maybe the stories go together more instead of just going either 1 a week or the whole shebang, right? I think there is a TV shows out there that could work like that, and The Bear might be one of them, right? Would you say?
Yeah, I think it could be, definitely. It's like there are like season 3 was interesting because it kind of felt like every episode was its own, but there are arcs in The Bear that span a couple episodes that could work in that similar release schedule way. Like Ironheart's doing it. I don't know if Ironheart's doing it for the same reason, but it's like they did 3 episodes one week, 3 episodes the next week, and it's just like done like that. And I think that's kind of like a smart, we didn't know how to feel about it going into Andor, but at this point, I kind of think that is the smart way to release it. All at once is weird. Still, I can't believe like Stranger Things isn't changing it up. Maybe they just want to stick with what they did best. The Bear, I can't believe they're not changing it up. It's kind of strange.
Yeah, The Bear, I think a lot of the things that people hated about season 3, I think they would have loathed about season 3 if it was once a week, where it's like nothing's happening. It's just one person's episode. Then you get the Tina episode, you're like, that shit was fucking awesome. You could be happy with that. But then I think there are a bunch where you're like, all right, I got to get like a little more here. So I'll get another half hour or whatever it may be. So I do think The Bear is tricky, where I don't think it's a all at once, and I don't think it's a once a week. It's probably more of an Andor in the middle. But yeah, it'll be. I'm excited though. I'm going in with pretty good expectations. I don't know. I feel like the internet is what it is these days. Everyone's just bitching and moaning, and I know I can be negative about certain products for sure. But it's like, oh my God, The Bear was nominated for comedy instead of drama. Who gives a fuck? The fucking Emmys suck anyway. Like, who cares? Who cares? People just complain sometimes. The NBA ratings weren't good. The NBA was fucking awesome this playoffs. Who cares how many people like Arrested Development had bad ratings? It's one of the best comedies ever. Friday Night Lights. Everyone loved Friday Night Lights. No one's like, oh man, but I don't know about those ratings. Who gives a shit? The fucking people who watch it know it's good. So that's just my rant. My old man on a soap. I'm also missed on my call. I missed out on coffee this morning, and we're in the house drinking by the time I got up. My in-laws were over for the day, so I'm still trying to caffeine up for the day. So I'm gonna try to get off the cranky cloud, and I'll let Bob go from there.
Well, you set up a great transition to our next topic because you mentioned Tina. And Tina will not be the only actress or actor from The Bear joining Tom Holland in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Jon Bernthal will also be in Spider-Man Brand New Day as the Punisher, Frank Castle. They helped each other prepare famously for their respective roles as Peter Parker and Frank Castle while they were on the set of a movie called Pilgrimage in like 2015, 2016 or something. They were reading each other's lines back and forth like, good luck in your audition. Good luck in your audition. So very cool full circle moment. They also just filmed The Odyssey together with Christopher Nolan. Part of me wonders, like, did they push for this? Did Tom Holland say like, hey, I would love to like have Bernthal in the movie. I'm a big fan of him. There's pictures of Tom Holland over the years wearing Punisher t-shirts. I think this is great. I also think it opens that door, obviously, for maybe a little more Matt Murdock. We got a little tease of him in No Way Home. Maybe we even get Wilson Fisk. I know Vincent D'Onofrio said that it was tied up in some kind of rights issues. They've always ironed out those rights issues so far. We hear every couple of years that we're never going to get Tom Holland in the MCU again. Sony's taking their ball and going home. They're taking their Spider-Man and going home. But they always iron them out. So this gives me hope that, hey, maybe we get everything in the MCU New York City world tied together. Like, that would be awesome.
And isn't Kingpin, could they iron it out because Sony's the one who's holding him back, right? Because he's not allowed to move.
So.
So it would help Sony in the end. You would think. I don't think Bernthal doesn't strike me as the kind of guy who's like, oh, Tom, let me get some of that Marvel money. But maybe they just were drunk on set after shooting one day, and they're like, yo, man, like, let's just get you some Sony money. These guys don't know what they're doing. We'll get you in there. The nerds will love it. They'll geek out, I geeked out about it. You geeked out about it, right? So that was like a fuck yeah. Like, we love the Punisher. We love Bernthal. I love him in the Bear too. Whenever he shows up in the Bear, I'm definitely excited about it. So feels like a win. Murdoch would be a win. Fisk, anything, just like getting those characters. Like now that we're getting all these characters and like the lid's going to be blown off when we get our X-Men and everything. Like let's just get Ironheart. Just give it all these shows, especially the ones that maybe don't have like the big lead or the established character. Let's just load it up. It just makes it feel like much more of a world that's living and breathing than just like nondescript character B gets killed by nondescript character C, and now we have to fight that guy. Like, I don't know. I just think that we can go in a better direction, and this hopefully will be now. He's not going to call him Red, right? What does he call him? Red and blue, Spidey, kid, definitely.
Kid. Like, yeah, like, and I've seen so many good memes of like Spider-Man's face after the Punisher brutally blows someone's face to shreds. Like, he's gonna do some gory, and like Spider-Man's gonna be like, "What the fuck is going on?" and I can't wait for that dynamic. Also, I wanted to point out it's 10 years of Tom Holland as Spider-Man this week. I just saw the anniversary. And there was a lot of fucking slander. It was a lot of people being like, and he hasn't even been in one real movie. The only Spider-Man to not be in one film. Like, people shit on the fucking Tom Holland Spider-Man movies still in this weird revisionist history way. Because every time one of his movies comes out, whether it be even a movie he appears in, like Civil War, or whether it be Homecoming, Far From Home, No Way Home, everyone loves it when it comes out. And then they turn on it for some reason, and they're like, oh, it's not even a real movie. It's fucking fake. It's Marvel schlock. Pigs eating the slop. These are great movies, and he is great as Spider-Man, and I am not afraid to say that. I am a Tom Holland Spider-Man defender. I can't believe he even needs defenders.
Do you think it's Zendaya envy? Do you think that's where this all
maybe
originates from? I don't blame him. I'd be envious. I'm happy for them, though. I'm happy for the kid. I was on the bracket, and there was Tom's bracket, and I was riding for my guy. I was riding for Holland.
Yeah, it's strange hate, and I don't get it at all. Like, they're great movies. He's fucking great as Peter Parker. I don't know where it comes from. I shouldn't even give him the time of day.
He's my favorite Peter Parker in the sense that
he feels
like a Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire felt a little older and tall, I guess, for Peter Parker. Peter Parker could be tall. I don't even know, but I'm just saying
he was older for sure.
And
like
then,
you could see Toby was like, he wasn't a high schooler at any point in that franchise. At least you could buy it with Holland.
Yes. And then
Andrew Garfield is maybe too cool.
And that's the thing. And Garfield also, he's kind of just the forgotten Parker at this point, I feel.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone kind of were like done with him. So it's like, what? We're just gonna say they're like, unless you're just saying Toby is the guy, like I always thought Tom Holland was either the one or two in terms of people's minds. But
yeah,
again, if we're gonna, you can't.
A lot of nostalgia plays into it as well.
Yeah.
Like people have nostalgia for the Andrew Garfield movies that are a little younger than me, but like it's weird. And I don't hate Andrew Garfield by any means. Like he's a great Spider-Man. When he's in No Way Home, you could see that he's like steals the show. But the movies, like to have nostalgia for those fucking movies, especially the second piece of shit. Craziness.
If Andrew Garfield wants to get on and defend himself, he can wear a tank top and come on the basement.
Confirmed. New Fantastic Four trailer we got this morning, and it's awesome. This is like a really great trailer. Part of me says, why did we get this trailer?
Yes.
Is there anyone that wasn't sold on the movie already? Like I was sold on the movie a long time ago. I think everyone else was as well. So we did see a little bit where I'm like, oh, we didn't need to see all of that. There was a lot that made me excited, though. They're treating It's Clobbering Time like it's Avengers Assemble. They're like, say it. I don't really say it. That's in the cartoon. Why don't you say it? What time is it? It's dinner time. Like, that stuff is really funny. We see, at one point, the Thing with a rock beard, which I was like, hell yeah, dude.
I didn't know what was going on with that. It's a beard.
Yeah, it's a rock beard. And then the scene where we see the Silver Surfer come down and say, I'm heralding Galactus. I have such a soft spot. It's like one of my favorite things in these superhero movies when the villain comes down to Earth, or even in any kind of like alien movie, villain comes down to Earth and like warns Earth like you're about to be fucked. I love those scenes. It's my favorite part of Man of Steel when Michael Shannon as General Zod gives that speech to Earth and he's like, we're coming for Superman. You can't defend him any longer. So I think this looks great. I didn't need to see any of it. I've been sold on the movie for a long time, but God, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, like there was a part of me that was like, don't know. And so I liked it. There was like a part of me was like, I don't know if I needed to see all that. It's like the new Naked Gun where you're like, am I getting the whole movie right now? And we've gotten a few Fantastic Fours already. The collaborating time thing, maybe it's not going to be as much a part of the movie as you thought, or maybe it's still going to hit. But like that's something I would have liked to have seen in the theater and go along with the joke. If that's even, as I learned with it, Rogue One. There's plenty of stuff that you can cut along the way that they're like, hey, let's just get this out there now, and it's not going to be used in the actual movie. So but I'm excited, and the G-Man was kind of the thing I walked away from. Like, I cannot wait till Big G comes down. And
I know, I like that they didn't like they haven't revealed him. They've given us like his foot or like a sliver of his eyes through a window. Them saving the full reveal. Also, when you said the G-Man, I got to be completely honest. My mind went straight to Michael Giacchino, who's doing the score, because the Fantastic Four, that score rocks. Ken Jack responded to my tweet this morning. It was the first thing he said. I mean, Michael Giacchino is the fucking man. He's done, look up his IMDb. Every good movie in the last like 10 years is either Hans Zimmer, Ludwig Göransson, obviously John Williams, but less so recently, or it's Michael Giacchino. He's doing everything. He did the Batman. He bounces over from Marvel to DC. He fucking directed Werewolf by Night. So shout out to Michael Giacchino, because we even got I love Johnny doing the 4 in the sky with the flame. That was great. The clobbering time thing, I kind of agree that it would have been nice to save all of those teases for the movie itself opening night for us to find out that that's how they're going to treat it. But as part of Marvel being like, we're going to get our own chicken jockey. As soon as he says it, we'll have him going nuts. We got to prep him for it. We got to let him know you're looking forward to it opening night. Imagine if they edged us like Avengers Assemble, though. Like we always thought we all thought we were getting it in 2012. They're like, you'll get it in fucking 2032.
Do you think they already have like the t-shirts printed and like we're gonna sell so many, like it's a merch thing that they're just trying to do? It's probably Disney's strategy here. Like,
and honestly, it could be in-universe merch. Like if he says it in the Fantastic Four show, like he says in the trailer, like in-universe merch would be kind of cool.
That definitely, they could definitely do some cool stuff. I do think that universe, I think they're also teasing a lot because I do think they're going to move on from that universe and they can kind of, it is what it is. And what happens to the Fantastic Four will be what we talk about instead of, what happened to what happens or what's going to happen. So I think that could work. But we'll see. I also like Sue Storm. She's all about the family. We're getting this family line has become the fucking keystone of this entire series, at least based on the trailers. A lot of baby. We learned that this is an important baby. He's who is he? What's the Jack? He's our little Jack. Yeah. So I'm excited to see how that all goes as well. As someone that learned a little bit of knowledge from Jose.
I know. I think I'm as excited for this as I am Superman. I think the levels are really like neck and neck for maybe Superman has the edge a little bit because there's still so much like unknown. It feels like such a new world we're stepping into. But Marvel saved the fucking heavy hitter. It's like if we're playing fucking cards, they were saving the big one for when DC had something big to offer in return.
Yeah, that's a good question. So Superman has GUNN attached, which that kind of gives me a little of an edge. Fantastic Four, and like Superman, all things considered, is obviously the bigger character. He's an American institution on his own. But Fantastic Four is no slouch, and for what they are to Marvel to finally get into the MCU, I don't know, Bob. I honestly don't know which one I have higher right now. I mean, obviously my guy's Superman and all. I'm a diehard Superman guy.
And obviously you're stoked for Jurassic World as well. That's up there for you too.
I see those goddamn commercials and I'm like, this fucking asshole is going to make me see this movie. And I'm going to probably be so mad by like the 35-minute mark is I think when I'm going to start getting mad at you.
Well, I don't know. It's getting pretty good reviews. It's getting pretty good reviews. People are kind of liking this one. So I'm excited. I'll have to see it after I get back from Wales. So I'll probably wind up seeing it on like the 6th or the 7th, and we could do a recap afterwards.
If I don't like it, and again, the reviews, that helps because I forgot. I did say like, if the reviews are good, I'll definitely probably give it a shot. I'll probably take the kids. Fuck it. It's not like it's going to be like a PG-13 typical Jurassic Park, right?
Yeah. I think it'll be maybe a little scarier because it's like the deformed, weird alien looking ones.
That's
but like,
true.
I don't know. the regular dinosaurs are pretty fucking scary as is.
My wife showed them the first Jurassic Park like 2 or 3 years ago. Like AJ was like 5, and I'm like, what
He'll
are
be
you doing?
fine.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine. I might be a little scared.
He'll be rooting for the dinosaurs, knowing him.
Big time, buddy. This guy just keeps asking me Darth Vader questions left and right, and about the Emperor. He is obsessed with the Sith. Now Dooku's coming into the mix. So if I get burnt by this, though, I know exactly what I'm going to say. I can't believe I saw a Jurassic Park movie that was suggested to me by a raptor guy. You're a raptor guy, and raptor guys.
And it doesn't seem like we're getting raptors in this one. I don't know if well, I'm sure we'll get a fucking raptor at some point, right? Because they're like, 1A, 1B type dinosaur with T-Rex. But it seems like it's just T-Rexes and fucking mutants.
That plays. They're like, Marvel's going with mutants. We're going with mutants.
Although now that I'm thinking about it, maybe there was a mutant raptor that had like super weirdly long arms. I feel like there was something like that, where it's a fucking Slender Man raptor.
They can't help themselves. They're going to hit the raptor button at least once for this
they will.
pocket of people that think that they're
might even open another door. They love that. The fucking the raptor opened the door, and then when they did the reboot with the weird girl and the dollhouse and stuff, I think the raptor opened like the window.
He unlocked.
All right, we get it.
He learned how to use a key. Raptors don't use keys now. What the fuck?
This one's gonna have a raptor using a key card. It's gonna go beep. He's got opposable thumbs.
Oh, God, raptors.
So the next thing, not necessarily a news item, but a show we could kind of talk about. Ironheart had its 3-episode premiere on Disney Plus last night. It's grand opening, grand closing. Next week is its 3-episode finale. So it's real quick. I watched the 3-episode premiere. I watched 2 episodes last night. I watched 1 episode today. I don't love it. If I'm being honest, I thought all 3 episodes kind of dragged and had moments that had me looking at the time or looking at my phone being like, oh my God, we're 15 minutes in and nothing has really happened. I like the girl that plays Riri Williams. I think that was good casting, and I think she could work very well when used in something like Wakanda Forever. In this, there's something about it that it just doesn't feel like a superhero show. There's very little, like there's a couple action scenes here and there. There's a cool scene where she gets expelled from school in like the opening scene and takes her Ironheart suit, because it was like, I used my grant money on that, so it's mine. She flies that. Seeing Chicago in the MCU is awesome. We don't have any MCU projects that are like set in modern Chicago. So it's like very cool. And the suit looks dope. I like seeing her fly around. And then they go into this weird kind of like AI storyline that I don't love. The villain, or at least who I assume is going to be the villain, Anthony Ramos playing the Hood, looks completely ridiculous wearing this like magic cloak. And it's almost never acknowledged. It is like at one point in episode 3, but nobody's like, hey, this fucking guy looks stupid and not like the rest of us. What's going on? So there's like a few things, and it's not horrible. It really isn't horrible. It just doesn't feel super MCU-y. It doesn't feel like a Marvel show. It feels like maybe a teen young adult show, CW type. Not CW in terms of like low budget, but in terms of plot line itself. Eric Andre's in it, which is weird. I didn't know Eric Andre was. Yeah, he's in like a very small, brief role, but he's in it. There's rumors about episodes 4 through 6 that I think are true, that I'm intrigued and excited about. They even set something up in episode 3 where I was like, oh shit, that's super interesting. And I'm like, all right. So it's not horrible. It's not great. It's not super entertaining. It doesn't like grip you.
I'll be honest, I was going to try to just get ahead of it and watch like at least 2 of them, but I thought it came out today on Wednesday. So I thought it was coming out tonight, which again, the fact this thing came out yesterday, you've been saying it for like a month now. You're like, dude, yeah, it's a month until Ironheart. Then you're like, dude, Ironheart comes out next week when we were in Chicago. And then you were like, yo, Ironheart comes out tomorrow. And I'm like,
but it's just like, what? Every time it would surprise me. I would be like, I can't believe this fucking thing. And it comes out tomorrow. Nobody's talking about it. It does feel like it's swept under the rug in a like, hey, this isn't great. It's not horrible. It's not great. We don't want any bad reviews or any Marvel's dead right before Fantastic Four.
Yes, you don't criticize us and kill us online. We're not going to shove it down your throats everywhere you look.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure the original budget for the NBA playoffs was probably like 10 times that of commercials they were going to run for ESPN and ABC. And they're like, let's just dial that back through make like 7 more Fantastic Four trailers that we don't really need. And this way, everyone will be happy. Two things. One, I saw the run times are like 40 to 50 minutes.
Too long.
Too long. Yep. We've said this for a while now. And two, the reviews, which again, I'm not going to go on the internet reviews. You have the bombers and all the assholes out there. IMDb, I was going off of 6.5, 6.1, I think 5.7 were the three I saw around there.
I think that's accurate. That's about where I'd put it.
Which that's not going to make me, I'm not going to like hide from it, but it's not going to make me jump to it.
Can I spoil something for you, and I'll bleep it out in the podcast, but just so they could get your reaction to it.
Yes.
Because I think this is interesting and might actually make you be like, maybe I'll check that out. All right. Spoilers. I'm covering my mouth so they can't even read my lips.
Man, I was going to say do that.
Episode 3.
Huh. Okay.
It's not bad. It's like,
not bad.
It's like, all right, that's something. That's like fits with the whole show, the lineage of the show. Like I was like, all right, cool. So
and that's marvelly.
Yeah.
That's marvelly right there.
Totally. Yeah. So I think episodes 4 through 6 like could be decent. And I'm like, all right, maybe if they bring that in, like they start doing other things like with maybe some more like superhero vibes, maybe they could save it with the ending. So we'll see.
Okay. I'll take that. Bob,
I hope that was intriguing for the people.
I like that too. And they're going to go back and you might get a couple like messages on the side, or I guess they could watch it and find out for themselves. Can you do an ad? I just have to go get something real quick.
Absolutely. I will tell everyone about New Amsterdam Vodka, our friends over at New Amsterdam Vodka, the best vodka in the business. And I was talking about International Fight Week with Clem a little bit earlier. They will be the sponsor of International Fight Week because they are the sponsor and the official vodka of the UFC, not only Barstool Sports. It's a champion vodka, as I tell you each and every week. You match it up against any other vodka, and oh boy, it's a knockout for New Amsterdam. So whether you're catching the pay-per-view at your favorite bar this weekend or hanging at home listening to us talk about it, maybe you'll be in a cabin with your friends like me, celebrate your wins with the insanely smooth New Amsterdam Vodka. All of their products, not just the regular New Amsterdam, which has a nice sleek new label, but the Pink Whitney as well. They're the best bang for your buck, and the fights this weekend are going to be awesome. Obviously, you've got the main event, Topuria versus Oliveira. We broke that down on Spin and Backfist. I like Oliveira in the fight. A lot of people like Topuria. I think Oliveira was plus 350 when we broke it down on Spin and Backfist. I don't know what the price right now is, but I'm riding with him. You give me Charles Oliveira. You give me Du Bronx at plus 350, plus 300, plus 250, plus 200. I would take him. I'm taking Du Bronx plus money also because I don't like Ilia Topuria. On the bright side, if Topuria does win that fight, let's say knock on wood, he knocks out Charles Oliveira, next could be Patty the Batty getting a title match. Patty the Batty versus Topuria. That would be scenes. Obviously, me and Dave would have to go. With that, that's one of those like wherever in the world it was. Even if it was in Abu Dhabi, I might think about flying back across the fucking world to go to that one. So we'll see. Patty the Batty Topuria could be next. Clem, welcome back.
We had a busy day, Bob. Apologize for that. We have half days. Today was CENA's moving up day in 5th grade, so we had that going on this morning. We had
congrats, CENA.
It was
that's big.
Very big day. I'll tell you too. Never was like I remember moving up ceremonies, and it's like it's whatever. But when you're a parent, like, it's like, damn, I can't believe elementary school's over. I remember preschool being over, so absolute trip. And congrats to all the graduates out there that are listening, or parents or friends of the graduates. Awesome.
So I have a wild story out of DC. James Gunn has been doing a ton of interviews to promote Superman, obviously. He did a couple really good ones. There's a good one in Rolling Stone. I forget what the other outlet was, but it was another like really long piece where he gets into a ton of stuff. And he's not shy about answering like a lot of stuff. He's talking about difficulties with getting Batman into the DCU, difficulties with the Batman 2, where he's like, get off fucking Matt Reeves is nuts. He'll fucking deliver a script, which is supposed to be delivered this month. They're supposed to start shooting that in January. So fingers crossed, we want the Batman too. And in one of them, he says a really famous actor just pitched him a DC Elseworlds film idea. I said, this is James Gunn's quote. I said, it depends how the screenplay comes out. If it's a masterpiece, I'll make it. He says he's still working on it, though. He's still trying to do it. There are rumors that he's talking about Jeff Bridges' Old Man Robin pitch, which would feature Anthony Hopkins as the Joker and Sofia Vergara as Harley Quinn. It's not confirmed by any means, but it would be Jeff Bridges playing Robin. Anthony Hopkins playing the Joker, Sofia Vergara as Harley Quinn. Clem, thoughts?
I just Googled Sofia Vergara Harley Quinn just to see what that would look like. Yep, in. I am in.
I got to be honest. I made up that pitch. None of that's true.
Oh, well, Bob, you had me. You threw the horny side of it.
I just thought, what's the most ridiculous 3 people I could come up with to say is in a movie that I could slide in past the Basement Boys and Girls there. The James Gunn thing is true, but the Jeff Bridges part is not true.
So there is some, but we don't know.
There's a very famous actor with an Elseworlds pitch. Okay. Yeah.
The Jeff Bridges thing, I was like, all right, like let's get fucking weird with it. And who is the other one? Who was the other guy?
I said Anthony Hopkins as the Joker because I was like,
Anthony Hopkins
older than Jeff Bridges. Yeah, he's alive.
I feel like I buried Anthony Hopkins.
He won an Oscar like a few years ago.
Did he? All right, good. Shout out Anthony Hopkins. You know how old Anthony Hopkins is?
I would guess like 93.
87. Born on New Year's Eve, 1937.
Nice New Year's baby.
That could be a dozen question tomorrow. This actor born on New Year's Eve of
1937. Yeah, excited for whatever that Elseworlds pitch could be. I mean, still people have talked about before James Gunn took over at DC, there was a J.J. Abrams Superman that was going to be an Elseworlds Superman, not Kal-El, I don't think. It was going to be Michael B. Jordan playing him. And there's something about that I'm still very intrigued about. Like, listen, I love the James Gunn, David Cornsweet, like Superman that we're about to get. It looks awesome. But there's still part of me that's like Michael B. Jordan Superman. Sounds kind of fucking sick. And it's a different Superman. It's like a Superman we've never seen. No Lois Lane, no Lex Luthor. It's completely like new shit. I don't know. I'd be in for that too.
Dude, you want to know what's fucking scary? This thing, Sofia Vergara as Harley Quinn. I click on it. It's an AI that created it. And I guess someone created it years ago. And then second result, an AI that someone created. Third one, like this is just a bunch of hornies saying like, you know who'd look good as Harley Quinn? Sofia Vergara. And I'm even thinking
weird.
That there was
the most random name I could think of.
I'll tell you, it works. It works. Not getting too graphic. It can be done. It can be done. I also love our boy Jimmy. Our boy Jimmy, you want to talk about letting the guns out. This guy, he's like, go fuck yourself. He has no time for anyone's bullshit. And I appreciate it because I think with the fan base that shall not be mentioned, they could make people drown if you don't.
He addressed them too. That was good.
Did he?
He was like, yeah, he was like, they were like, oh, it's getting review bombed or whatever. And he's like, that's fine. He's like, it's not going to make that big a difference. He actually said, I would rather have our Rotten Tomatoes say 97% because of a few review bombers than 100% because people wouldn't take 100% seriously either. It's like, good way of looking at it.
Our boy Jimmy throws his nuts on the table sometimes, and I do appreciate that about him.
He also said that there's one project, the project that he's the most excited about in DC has yet to be unveiled. And he said he's afraid to say anything about it or announce it because it's too easily copied by other studios. I'm like, what the fuck could that even mean? Too easily copied by, like, he thinks Marvel could steal something because it's just an idea. Some people have brought up, is DC going to straight up like make a foreign film? Are they going to make a movie in another language? Are they going to go make, I don't know, a fucking movie that they say the Godzilla -1 director does and then put it out? And when they're afraid Marvel might be able to steal that. Some people have suggested like a team up movie that's purely villains. And it's not like we're anti-heroes you're rooting for. It's just like villains are teaming up. This is the story from the villain's perspective. I don't even know if that's like Suicide Squad is close enough where it's not like I'm going to keep this tight lipped so nobody steals it. So I don't know what that could be, but I'm very excited to find out what it could be.
Do you think, so we said Superman and Fantastic Four and the excitement level. Who do you think has more to lose here with these releases?
Ooh, good question. I think Superman, because Fantastic Four, if it bombs, if people hate it, there are still going to be a lot of people, probably us included, that are like, all right, let's still hope Doomsday and Secret Wars are good. I think if Superman fails, people are out on James Gunn. People are like out on this universe. People are like, Jesus Christ, they screwed it up again. Start over. People are just going to want another slate reset.
I agree. I agree 100% with you. We'll be like, oh, well, they could now they have X-Men if Fantastic Four stops, right? And then the Avengers stuff, and the Spider-Man.
There's padding. There's like almost like a safety net of X-Men where it's like, all right, on to the mutants.
It's fucked up too because James Gunn, Creature Commandos was good, Peacemaker was good, and the Batman was good.
Yeah,
and like there will be more other stuff, including some of those projects coming out in the near future. And even with that, it's like, but you fucked up Superman, and I don't trust you until you get 3 projects in a row with thumbs up.
Speaking of Peacemaker, John Cena gave such a funny political answer to a little boy at I think it was like Fanatics Fest. It was like, do you ever see yourself in the MCU? He's like, oh, it's a good question, and it's above my pay grade, but I hope one day that we could all cross over. I would love to see Marvel and DC play in the same sandbox. So, I'm already a DC hero and I could just walk on over as Peacemaker or whatever. And it was so down the middle, like John Cena knows how to handle PR and media and doesn't want to have headlines coming out of this. It made me laugh. But sure, I would be down to see John Cena in the MCU. I know we talked about could Robert Pattinson play a Marvel hero? Is that too much? I don't think Peacemaker is too much for Cena to show up. It would have to be different. You can't play a hero that's like Peacemaker, like comedic and funny and raunchy like that. You'd have to go in a complete opposite direction. But Cena as the fucking muscle, a bad guy's muscle in a Marvel movie or something, I could see that.
100%. I'm with you on that. And I could live with whatever it is. Peacemaker's not that big, like you said.
Yeah. This was a cool quote, but also one where it's maybe we got to start managing expectations. I don't know. The Lanterns director, James Hawes, compares the series to True Detective, Fargo, and No Country for Old Men. We already heard the True Detective comparisons. Now he's throwing Fargo and No Country for Old Men in there. He said it's a buddy cop movie, and then somebody flies. It sounds awesome. Don't get me wrong. But we're naming the greatest things of all time. And you're it's pretty much like that.
It's I've never had this dish before, but it's basically pizza, chicken parm,
mixed with filet mignon,
mignon, ice cream sundae with your favorite toppings on it. It's dude, come on, stop. Just stop.
Whoa, yeah, hold your horses there. Let's see a trailer. Let's see a teaser trailer even. I wonder if we would this is an interesting thing that James Gunn could do. What if we started seeing trailers for HBO series before movies? That would be really cool. We saw something teasing Lanterns before Superman.
Is that you're saying that's what they should do?
Yeah, that would be kind of Marvel's never done that, and maybe it could actually help things. What if, before Thunderbolts, we saw a trailer for Ironheart, or here's the first 2 minutes of Ironheart, like a Disney Pixar short or something like that. For a crossover between TV and movies, that would be cool.
Bob, give James a call. James still hasn't responded to our invitation, or multiple invitations to the basement. Maybe
it's Stan at this point. We're writing and he ain't calling.
Yeah. At this point, though, you're coming up with legitimate ideas for the man. I think he'd be foolish to ignore us any longer.
I still think it's crazy that they only put 5 I Am Groots on Disney Plus at a time. That should be the Marvel Disney Pixar short. Every Marvel movie should have a 2-minute I Am Groot before it. And that gets everyone in the mood of oh, here we fucking go.
And you know what? My kids watch it. I watch it. I'm sure my parents are in the room. They watch it, and everyone just walks away happy from it.
Yeah, it's funny. There's some humor where it's almost like the thumb joke in Guardians, where it's it's not too cutesy. It's oh, that's fucking weird. That's crazy. If you haven't seen I Am Groot, if you disregarded it as just a stupid 5-minute kid show, go spend 20 minutes watching the 2 full seasons. It's funny. There's some laughs in there.
And shame on you, because Baby Groot is the one thing that nobody's too
And shame on you.
I should have pointed at the screen as I did it. Baby Yoda, no one has thank God. That's how I know the Star Wars fan base wasn't completely bankrupt when we were at our low point, because no one was fuck Baby Yoda. Nobody said that. Everyone's oh man, that's all right. You got me. You got me back. Yeah. That's pretty fucking awesome. I didn't see one bad thing about Baby Yoda, and Baby Groot is kind of this tomato for me.
Yeah. Dave still, it's me and Jeff D-Lo, if we ever piss Dave off, we could kind of turn him back to the light side by being but you see Baby Grogu, you see that gif, pretty fucking cute, huh? He's yeah. He also, we talked about Andor a little bit while we were in Chicago, me and Dave, because he was did you rewatch Rogue One right after you finished Andor? I was like, oh yeah, you know I did. He's like, didn't it make it so much better? I was like, fuck yeah, it did. Like he had the Andor Rogue One fever as well. And he was just pissed like the rest of us where he's like, I can't believe we can't get any more of that. He's like, I love that. It took us right up to Rogue One, but I just want more. I was like, I fucking know, Dave. You're speaking my language.
You're in my world now, Portnoy. All right, coming clean. This is a trust tree, right? We're always in the trust tree in the basement. I don't know why I did this, and I'm very happy I didn't get the results I thought I could get. I put Baby Yoda as Harley Quinn in to see if AI has created that before. First result is a short film where I believe she is saving Baby Yoda. It's Harley Quinn with Baby Yoda. And then the second, he has the Joker face paint on from
out on Joker. That.
Don't like that at all. Don't like that at all. But there is none of him as Harley Quinn, which I truly do appreciate. The internet is not completely morally bankrupt yet.
Maybe instead of the hashtag for this week, just go to ChatGPT or your local AI and send us a picture of Baby Yoda as Harley Quinn. We don't want to see it, but it'll prove that you watched the episode to the 50-minute mark. And the final news story I have for us today is Star Wars related, and it's kind of like 2 weeks old at this point, but we didn't talk about it with T-Bob, and I wanted to mention it on the podcast. An original print of Star Wars was screened for the first time in decades with Kathleen Kennedy in attendance about 2 weeks ago. And she was in attendance, she said, to make sure everyone knew it was not illegal. She was like, this is official. I confirm Lucasfilm is authorizing this. And I thought it was very interesting timing for like right before the 50th anniversary in 2027 of A New Hope. They're starting to kind of dip their toes in the water and put out some feelers of how would people respond to an original print. Now, the word from the screening was that the original print looked like shit and they would need to do a lot of work cleaning it up. I believe that because I know like there's the despecialized version that someone made using like the Blu-ray rip mixed with the Laserdisc rip mixed with like they did a couple mediums together and made it look as good as possible, but it requires a lot of work because the original print doesn't look great anymore. I really, truly believe we will get the theatrical cut of A New Hope in theaters for the 50th anniversary, and I would love to see it. It's one of those things where I think I've watched it theatrical cut maybe once in my entire life. I think I like downloaded a bootleg one day from fucking some pirate site when I was in high school, and it's like it's just not the version of the movie that I know. I would love to see it, but the version I know is the 90s special edition one. So I'm excited about the potential, and I also kind of want the holiday special to be released. I said to you, she should be able to just like a president on the last day, like sign an executive order or pardon or something for the holiday special. It's out there. I'm out. See ya, bitches.
This is Kathleen. I saw people saying this is her Anakin arc where she's redeeming herself at the very end, and the fucking original cut or whatever is
she throws the special edition down the friggin' exhaust port, whatever.
As I watched all that, and then the Death Star explodes, and then I'm like, wait, the Emperor came back, and I know it's a clone or whatever the fuck it is. I don't care anymore. But I was just like. And then it just kind of just made me sad. I'm getting into it. Positive, good thumbs up. Very cool. I like that she was there for the reasons you said. You know, it's legit. I watched the ILM doc that it was awesome. I'm halfway through, but I watched all the Star Wars parts. And I went to go watch New Hope, and on the streaming site I had, it has the original theatrical version. And I said, oh shit, this is perfect. I get to see the way that these super nerds made it. And I'll tell you, man, like definitely like you see it's like the lines are being colored outside a little, which makes it even, I think, a little better. But man, it's truly like amazing. You just think about what those the kids, the adults even in 77, what must have been going through their brains as they saw that shit go on the big screen. I love it. I think I feel like we're on a winning streak. Is it safe to say we're on a winning streak? I'm trying to think. Like, I guess did you see Skeleton Crew is going to return in another form?
I saw that, and then I saw right after that, someone said Jude Law's Nor, whatever his name was, Jedi Nor or something, forget his name in the show, will appear in other projects. And then someone posted, this is like, I feel like Charlie from Always Sunny connecting the dots. The new galaxy map, which was included in the visual dictionary of the Acolyte, puts their planet, or maybe Ad Atten, right next to Dathomir. and people were saying, "Oh shit, if we're going to Dathomir at all for like Ahsoka level stuff with Filoni's movie, maybe the kids will meet them there." And maybe that was on purpose, where the planets are like right next to each other.
Right.
So I don't know. But like, I would be completely down for that. Skeleton Crew was awesome. I think T-Bob said it best, where he was like, Skeleton Crew and Andor could not have been bigger opposites in tone and everything. And they were both exactly what we want out of Star Wars, where it's like, both great examples. Do more of that. That's all we're asking for.
And again, you know, I don't think I'm the face of the crazy anti-Star Wars person. I think I'm like the like maybe one or two other on the other side of the chart, where it's like, I want it to be good. There's like the people who are, they are the emperor. Their souls are pure black. There's good in me. And these are the examples. And I am one of the people. Battlefront, it will be on my TV in about 10 minutes, and me and the little guy are going to be playing for the first time since we found the second controller in our house. I love this shit. It's just like we skewed so far away from it. I'm so happy we're back. I'm not going to say a winning streak, you know, like has to be 3 wins in a row for it to be a winning streak. I'll give them like the 2 games in a row. Yeah. Everyone's happy. Everyone feels good. It's like, all right, let's get 3, and then it's a real winning streak. And I don't even know what's the next project, Bob? Like, do we even have it's
Mando and Grogu.
Oh,
the movie.
And that one, you talk about one that you hit that, you're great. You flop, you're going to be like, oh, fuck. I don't even know if they really can flop, right? Like, even Mando.
They better not, man.
At its worst season, Mando was still all right, you know?
Yeah.
I thought it was all right. You know? And it fucking saved Boba Fett.
Yeah. I think it's going to be awesome. Like, I'm very, very excited about that. There was another fucking story that maybe the Rey movie's on hold, and then they said, no, it's not on hold. That I'm not even going to get into the frustration that could bring me. A lot of people think now that Rey could be in the Starfighter movie, and I think that could be accurate as well. Although the early word about the Starfighter movie, it's like, are they doing the fucking Mando plot again? It kind of sounds like the plot of Mando. It kind of sounds like it's Ryan Gosling has like a nephew who might have the Force, and he has to like deliver his nephew away from, or he bring his nephew away from like a Sith Lord of some sort or something, where it's like, oh no, is it going to be he has to bring his Force sensitive child to a Jedi, kind of like the Mandalorian? And could that be Jedi be Rey? Because people are saying it takes place 5 years after Rise of Skywalker. They're saying sequel trilogy characters could return. I don't know. I could see that. I could see that being the plot.
Is there going to be a desert planet involved? Do we have to do that whole thing again? Like we
let's hope not, man.
I love it. You're like, I'm not ready for that kind of disappointment. Guy Bob is just like, he's just feeling himself. He's getting wins all along the sides.
I get the tank top on. I don't want to think about disappointment in a tank top.
Dude, being disappointed in a tank top is one of the worst feelings in life. It literally is like just brush off your shoulders. Like, it should be illegal. It should be.
There's nothing worse than it raining when you wore a tank top out. You're like, I wore a tank top out because I was anticipating sun all day. Now I'm in the rain in a tank top.
Now I'm in the rain. Well, shit. I was gonna say at the beginning of this podcast, I don't care if it's 70 degrees at 60 degrees because it's colder than it was when we recorded this. Throw a tank top on. Just put hashtag tank top episode, I guess, at the end.
Yeah, it's the tank top episode. Or make us that AI Harley Quinn thing. Or just draw a picture of it yourself, Old school. Thank you for listening. We will talk to you next week. Probably we'll record right before I head off to Wales, I would assume.
Maybe we'll want to do a cross-country podcast where you record as you're going over international waters. Record from the back of what airline you flying out there? What do they have? Virgin?
Delta. I'm pretty sure I'm flying Delta.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll see. Man. I'm mad for it. I can't wait. We'll talk to you next week.